Welcome everyone to another Auraplex Studios podcast. I'd like to give you some update on our current Kickstarter. It's a tabletop horror RPG known as All Is Madness. It is currently 223% funded with 22 days to go, so we're very thankful on how that's doing. Doing very well currently on Kickstarter. We're having some good turnout. We're about to get to another stretch goal where the art will be updated again in the rulebook, getting some new pieces of art in there. So if you haven't backed us yet, go ahead and go over to Kickstarter, jump on the train, the hype train's going on to get All Is Madness completely through all of its stretch goals. We're currently doing PDF files we're working on getting to print with some more updates. So that's something that we're excited about to get to finally. And one of the things I was wanting to talk about here on the podcast tonight actually is some of the rules for All Is Madness. We've talked about it once before. It's a game based on phobias, the fears that people keep hidden, and phobias are one of the big things that fuels the game. Like, for instance, let's say your character has a fear of the dark. If you're in a place that it's either dark outside or in the asylum, which is Kurum Asylum is one of the adventure guides. There are times that they will put lights out on the prisoners and, the patients, but I would say they're prisoners basically by description. But one of the things that happens is that once they do the lights out, people with that phobia would freak out, so we have to do some composure checks. And that's one of your abilities in All Is Madness. You have some abilities, your stats. You have brawn, your strength, your brains, how well you think, your bravery, how brave are you in the sense of danger when something scary happens? Are you going to be able to, keep your cool? Your loyalty, how well do you actually adapt with your teammates? How well do you work with your teammates? How much do you support them? And, teamwork can be a very, very key strategy. Your instinct, how well do you just adapt in the flash of the moment, something happens, your character doesn't exactly know that anything's going on, how does your character react to it? That's instinct. And then we have composure. Composure is how your character reacts to his or her phobia. And the phobias are one of the main factors in this game because composure is the one you'll be rolling quite a bit to try to overcome your phobia. And I actually had a case one time during game that a character had a phobia of people. But the phobia's reaction wasn't exactly fear, it was more of hatred. If people refused to leave him alone, he would react violently. So what happened was guards were trying to get him to go to a cell, and he said, well, I'll walk on my own. Instead, the guards grab him and he shoves them off. He said, I said I'd walk on my own. Because you have to think it's the phobia of people, and it not being touched by them was one thing that bothered him was being touched. So, one of the times they did, he reacted violently, and him and another one of the patients in the asylum actually ended up beating the guard to death with a chair. So, that was kind of one of those things that escalated rather quickly, because the guards refused to leave him alone. And the Kurum Asylum Adventure is one currently on Kickstarter. It's only $5 for that expansion. So if you want to donate $15 and say, hey, I want the rulebook and this adventure guide, but the main bundle we're doing right now, actually that one's $7 actually if you get it separately. But the main bundle that we're doing, and this is the one that I'm going to actually really urge you to do, is the Kurum Asylum Adventure, along with the rulebook and the monster guide for $20. And that one is a really good PDF deal that we're doing right now on Kickstarter with the All Is Madness campaign. And that is the most supported thing that has been backed at this point. It's because you're getting all the things you need. You're getting the rulebook, you're getting the rulebook that has all the character sheets, has the character guide on how to build them, has all that wonderful stuff in it. You're getting the adventure guide to Kurum Asylum, and Kurum Asylum is an amazing adventure because you're playing as a patient, in a mental facility, and it's the age. It's a futuristic age, 2040, where people believe that phobias are actually just a weakness in our society, a weakness in our minds. And scientists have suddenly claimed, hey, we can cure that if we can experiment on you, or we can do this or that. And you know, some of the art, if you looked on the All Is Madness site, is that you can see that one surgery scene where a patient has woke up and is being experimented on, and they want to know how the brain works and all those nice things. So All Is Madness is kind of playing on this new futuristic age of the current Asylum Adventures anyway, of how scientists are trying to cure these people of their phobias. And playing as a mental asylum patient is something that is very interesting for players. It gets them outside their comfort zone, and that's one of the things we wanted to bring to the table with All Is Madness. It is an adventure that we are expanding more and more. We have our Groves adventure that is currently in the mix for, if we hit the stretch goals, we get the Groves adventure for free. So that will be another PDF file and another guide to, if we push it on up in the stretch goals, and I feel like we can get there. So it's exciting right now to see which direction this is going to take, and I'm excited to see that we're already funded. We're already 200-something% funded. I think it's 233, 34%, and we still have 22 days to go. Plenty of time to jump on it. And the one thing I was wanting to get into in the podcast tonight is just thank you so much for the support you've already given us. We could quit now and say that we're happy that All Is Madness was funded and that you all gave that much support to us. And with that being said, we're also looking to eventually, we're wanting to come out with, you know, the soft cover, hardcover books, wanting to come out with a monster box to where we can have the miniatures for our monsters. The Adventurers got the Adventurers kit where you'll get the dice. Well, one thing that's different about All Is Madness, we're using a 12-sided dice part of the time, 3-sided dice, so we're going to work that into the mix, especially on our website, of having those dice available to you to grab. And if anybody's wanting to take part in some of these beta sessions that we've been doing with our games, feel free to contact us. We are always looking www.auraplexstudios.com. Go ahead, sign up for our newsletter. Just simply send us a message and say, hey, I'd like to be a beta tester. I'm interested in some of the games you have coming up. You know, look around on the website. You got Biggest Baddest Baddie coming out in September on Kickstarter. We got Goblins and Grenades toward the end of October. And we have some new things cooking up here at Auraplex too for the new year. We have some things coming up in January, February. Probably February or March will probably be the first Kickstarter of the new year. That's in the works. But we like to say again how much we support. We are so happy that you are supporting us and that you're checking into our games. And thank you so much, and God bless you all.